Imagine the world as a sprawling chessboard, extending far beyond the familiar boundaries of everyday life. On this board, every tile represents an opportunity, every move a decision with countless consequences. The assets we commonly chase, real estate, stocks, equity, are not the destination but merely the pieces we use. They function as tools to shape our strategy, to build our influence, and to ultimately define the very rules by which games are played. The true game is not just in collecting, but in the artful orchestration of these pieces to open possibilities and set new precedents. There is a crucial distinction that separates ordinary achievers from top strategists: executors versus strategists. Executors direct their energy towards specific tasks, excelling in precision and completing what is asked of them. They move according to the instructions set by others, focusing on their slice of the world. In contrast, strategists operate on a grander scale. They transcend the boundaries of individual tasks and rise above the field of play to observe the ever-changing landscape. Strategists identify not just opportunities, but also the unwritten laws and codes that govern opportunity itself. They see patterns where others see chaos, and they understand how to wield resources in deeply leveraged ways. The journey starts with knowing your own position. To plot an effective strategy, you must first evaluate your strengths with brutal honesty and acknowledge your weaknesses without flinching. This self-knowledge is your anchor in a dynamic world. The future belongs to those who can consistently recognize value fundamentals, clear ownership, measurable worth, and fluid exchangeability. If you do not truly own an asset, possess the means to measure its value, or have the ability to exchange it effortlessly, the asset is mere illusion, a pawn disguised as a queen. Superiority in strategy often emerges from mastering the art of integration. The internet and finance provide two vivid examples. The internet breaks the shackles of geography, connecting minds and opportunities regardless of distance. This is spatial integration, the power to unite resources, talents, and markets across the world, as if they were all in one room. Finance, on the other hand, is temporal integration. It provides the tools to transfer value across time, to exchange effort or assets today for greater rewards in the future. The most successful strategists are not those who own the most, but those who connect and combine resources most effectively. They harness the internet to amplify reach, and finance to unlock long-term gains. In the world of high-level achievement, specialization and collaboration are not at odds. They are two sides of the same coin. The clearest path to distinction is diving deep into your core expertise, honing a skill or knowledge area until it shapes your identity in the marketplace. However, even the most talented specialist is limited alone. The breakthrough comes by seeking out collaborators whose strengths complement your own, combining resources and sharing both risks and rewards. Consider the challenge of crossing a raging river. You could choose to build a boat or a bridge, or even find an expert ferryman. The tool you use matters far less than your strategy for getting to the other side. Understanding how money is made provides clarity on how to upgrade your own position. There are 4 ascending levels. As labor, you are paid for your presence and performance, trading time for money. As a manager, you earn by orchestrating the efforts of others, overseeing processes and outcomes. With capital, you begin to earn by investing, enabling your wealth to work, multiplied by the sweat and intelligence of others. But the pinnacle is system building. Systems enable you to earn even while you sleep, leveraging automation, networks, and data to produce value that scales. Take cryptocurrency exchanges as an example. They operate continuously, generating revenue through systems, not constant effort. Yet greatness in system building requires more than ambition. It demands the capacity to disentangle complexity and then to codify what remains. The process is clear. First, simplify the complex, seeking the essence hidden within the noise. Next, convert that simplicity into data, expressing the most critical variables explicitly and measurably. Then, transform data into processes, repeatable steps that others can follow. Finally, scale those processes into full-fledged systems. 4 operational principles must guide this mission. Aim for longevity, focus only on the most vital issues, dig beneath the surface, and act decisively with speed. Every top strategist is anchored by vision, sharpened by awareness, and mobilized by action. Begin with the most expansive vision you can muster, a long-term commitment that exceeds the temptations of short-term gains. But vision alone is not enough. Success requires that your awareness keep pace with your ambitions. It's about knowing what resources you command, which doors are unlocked, and where unseen forces are at play. Finally, in all the noise and busyness of modern competition, prioritize the vital few tasks, the critical 20% that yield 80% of results. The art of using people is a misunderstood but indispensable trait. The highest form of leadership is to attract and hire individuals who exceed your own expertise. This is not a threat, but a path to sovereignty. You become a true king, not by doing everything yourself, but by commanding an elite circle. Empower these allies, delegate responsibility and authority, inspiring them with your vision. Strategic leadership is about building a team where every member feels both essential and aligned with the overarching goal. The strategist's mindset translates grand intention into effective reality. The best do not drown in complexity, but reduce it to its essence. Once the core truth is understood, they build narratives that rally support, engage the masses, and establish social legitimacy. At the highest levels, strategy becomes a human nature duel, tested across 4 dimensions. Mastery, where skill is honed to a razor's edge. Aesthetics, where solutions are elegant and compelling. Rules, where new standards are set and boundaries redrawn. And philosophy, where deep purposes and legacies are shaped. Sustainable strategy will always outweigh fleeting success. Instead of obsessing over winning every battle, strive to define the rules of the engagement itself. The most significant victory is over the limitations of your own sight, discipline, and imagination. Approaching the world as a masterful strategist means discovering calm mastery, thriving beyond the superficial cycles of fame or failure. Ultimately, the greatest triumph is to become the architect of your own game, an author not just of your action, but of the very rules that govern your future. In this way, you do not simply play on the chessboard, you become the player, the chess master, and even the designer of the game itself.